All right, behind me is a very special AEV JL370 Wrangler. The content on this Jeep isn't super different than what we normally build, but the purpose behind the build is way different.
I mean, things just came together at the right time to make it all happen, and you were the right people. AEV is the right company, and that is the right vehicle to do it in.
So I'm going to take you through what we did to this Jeep, where it's going, and who's going to be driving it.
Loren Upton dreamt of being an explorer since the early age of 7. In 1975, he decided to do something never before attempted, to drive one American-made vehicle around the world on a north-south course, all on land except for the South Atlantic Ocean. The only catch is there's no road linking the countries of Panama and Colombia. That gap in the highway is known as the Darien Gap, El Tapón de Darien, the stopper of the Darien.
Tell me about the Sandship Discovery. What is it? What did you do with it?
Okay, the Sandship Discovery. She's named after one of Captain Cook's vessels of the 1700s, I believe. She's a 66 CJ5 Jeep. Anything that's modified on it, he did. Bumpers, the winch was on there. It has a Ramsey power takeoff winch, and that was kind of the selling point when he bought it because it was third hand. And he knew he was going through the Darien Gap, and he knew he was going to need a winch that wasn't going to quit. We went through the Darien Gap, yes. She has the Guinness Book of Records for the first all-land crossing of the Darien Gap, and that's just 125 miles of our 56,000-mile trip. The overall goal was to take one American-made vehicle around the world on a north-south course, all on land except for the South Atlantic. There's a land route from Prudhoe Bay, Alaska to the tip of South America below Punta Arenas. There's a land route from the tip of South Africa to Norway, all on land. Only the South Atlantic had to be crossed by ship. We crossed the Darien Gap in 741 days.
Using only axes and machetes, it was usually quicker to go around larger trees than to chop them down. Note the roof rack Loren is standing on. Once camp is declared, this would become a table or bed and attached to the side of the Discovery.
It's been almost a year now since I had my first conversations with Patty and Connie about potentially running the Rebelle Rally. When I knew that that was an opportunity that was out there, we wanted to support it in any way that we could. They needed a vehicle. We luckily had plenty of vehicles. We thought they would be a great partnership to work together, but we really wanted to set them up with the best tools to succeed. This Jeep features all our standard JL370 content. So that includes our EX front bumper and front skid plate, a Warren Xeon 10S winch. It has our 2.5-inch dual sport XP suspension combined with 37-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain KO2 tires mounted on a set of custom painted AEV Salta XR wheels. Now the Rebelle Rally takes place in California, in the high desert, areas that are really dusty and dry. So one of our biggest concerns is supplying the engine with clean air. We installed our snorkel kit, which is really designed to draw in air above all that dust and silt and supply the engine with a clean, cool source of air. Now we wanted this Jeep to really stand out from all the other competitors in the Rebelle Rally. So we really wanted this to have a very unique appearance, but we also wanted it to have a meaning behind it. Loren Upton did a really neat job making the original Sandship Discovery his own. There were a lot of unique touches that he added to the Jeep that we really wanted to carry over because they were significant to Patty. Like the red wheels, this 713, this is a number that, even the meaning itself is a little bit unknown, but this is something that Loren was known for. He signed his name with this, and it was on the original Sandship Discovery. Now, the map on the side of the vehicle is, in my opinion, one of the coolest features on it. This is representative of a painting on the rear glass windows of the original Sandship Discovery. So this painting right here, this is actually that route that you took.
Right, as close as we could do with magic marker and paint. But yes, that is our route. Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, tip of South America, southern tip of Africa to the northern tip of Norway.
Wow. One of the most notable exterior features of this Jeep is our Venture panels. Not only are these designed to give the Jeep a really unique aesthetic appearance, but they also have a function. Once these panels are installed, it gives you considerably more room between the roll bar and the outer edge of where the window would be. It takes an area that was only a few inches and really opens it up so you can put all your soft goods, all the stuff that is often hard to find a home for, but you want to be able to access quickly. These panels are available with or without MOLLE on the back. We are running these without the MOLLE just for the added cargo space. This is a feature that's exclusively available on our Venture package. I know one of the most notable things about this Jeep that a lot of people really don't understand the backstory of is what's the story behind the black stripe here?
My husband was 6 feet 4 inches tall, and most of that height was from his waist up. He couldn't see out the windshield when he bought the Jeep, so he cut the roof off, and that's what this panel does, that's what this panel does, and then there's another panel across the front to fill in that 4 inches where he raised it.
That's incredible. Now, not only did he drive it, but he slept in this?
We could both sleep in here, and that was, it wasn't comfortable, mind you, but it could be done.
Sure.
The front seats fold forward. There's 2 boards in the back that swing around. There's an angle iron across the dashboard, and so it made a big L-shaped sleeping platform. Through the Darien Gap, that's where I slept. I had the primo sleeping conditions, the best. This comes off, the rack off the top comes up and screws into these 2 holes and makes about a 4 by 7 foot bed / table, whatever you want. That's where Loren slept going through the gap.
That's amazing. In the rear of the vehicle, we added our rear bumper and tire carrier. This setup combined will securely mount a 37 all the way up to a 40-inch tall tire, but it won't make it any harder for Patty and Connie to open the back hatch and access the cargo. This tire carrier also takes all this weight and stress off the tailgate and puts it onto the chassis. In the bumper, you'll see our rear auxiliary light kit. This you can think of as an extra bright reverse light. Mounted on the top of our tire carrier, you'll see a chase light. This is a Baja Designs light that we installed with the real purpose of being a visual reference point for someone if there's a competitor behind Patty and Connie and they're in a big cloud of dust. Not only to remain visible for the person behind you, but it's also to keep you safe as a driver in the vehicle. Patty and Connie's team name for the Rebelle Rally is Team Tried and True. We wanted to incorporate some of the elements of the original Upton and Son logo that was on the Sandship Discovery, but also bring in some of the elements that Connie and Patty wanted for their new team logo. Once we kicked around a few ideas and we came up with a logo that both Patty and Connie liked, it came down to where to put it. The problem with this vehicle versus the original Jeep is that Jeep had 2 doors and a round logo worked great. Unfortunately, this Jeep has 4 doors and 2 of those doors are taken up by a square number plate. We figured there's no better place than right on the Venture panels. I feel like this vehicle has done a great job combining all the elements of AEV, the history that Patty and Loren created, and also the Rebelle Rally. This vehicle looks the part, it's going to perform, and it really tells an awesome story. Taking a step back, what is your most favorite thing about what we did on the Jeep or the vehicle itself?
I think personally, and this is a personal thing, this is not a team thing between Connie and I, although I know it means a lot to Connie as well, is Loren's quote on the dashboard. That to me is without a doubt the biggest tribute that could be given to him. And that is probably means the most. And that is probably the least thing that was ever done to that vehicle, but that means the most. What AEV has done in replicating and honoring both Loren and me in that vehicle is without words. I can't express it. It's beyond all expectations.
Thank you for taking a look at this awesome Jeep with us. Be sure to follow Patty and Connie on social media by looking up Team Tried and True. Definitely keep an eye out for the Rebelle Rally in October. And of course, if you like content like this and want to see more of it, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.